Hello again, everyone, and welcome to the show that everybody's talking about, Exciting Episcopalians. I'm your host, Bill Green, and joining us this week is another exciting Episcopalian from the pews, John Leddy. And everybody thinks John is new, but John is old. When did you first come to Trinity Episcopal Church?
1972.
Oh, and so you were a young man.
Right, just married.
Where did you grow up?
Falmouth.
How many Leddys were there?
There was 4 of us. My poor mother had 4 boys in 3 years.
So Leddy's an Irish name.
Yes, pretty much sure. Yeah.
So 4 boys in 3 years. That must have been fun.
Yeah.
Sleeping in 2 rooms or something, and
Probably. I'm not clear on that. But
everybody real close.
competitive, not bosom buddies.
That's kind of rather embarrassing. I have an important phone call, but we're going to let it go.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Were you going public school?
Public school, Falmouth. Yep.
But it's not the Falmouth we know and hate today. This is more of a rural. They were the yachtsmen. You guys were aspiring to be yachtsmen, not yachtsmen who were aspiring to be navigators, kind of.
Right. Exactly. Yep. Lunt School, the old Falmouth High School, which is now housing.
Yeah.
A very famous French teacher whose name is escaping me now.
Oh, it's French.
Yes, right.
Why is the French teacher famous?
Because she taught also at Waynflete, and she was from Paris.
No kidding.
Yes, and
Wow.
those that were fluent in French would address her totally in French.
Wow.
I'm stalling for time to think
That's
I'm
right.
going to come to the
no,
name. but-
her name doesn't matter, but
Yeah.
I just barely got through French in high school.
I
Not
did 1
pretty.
year and
Yeah.
I was gone.
Were you a good student?
No. Yeah.
How come?
Conscientious.
Were you?
Yeah.
You trying hard?
Trying hard. Trying hard and did what I was asked to do.
Yeah.
Yep.
Did you get right out of Falmouth and go to Harvard?
No. No.
Where'd you go to school?
Yeah. I was 3 years at Falmouth. Family was fortunate enough to send me to Lennox School, which was the Regent I Episcopal boarding school in Lennox, Massachusetts.
No kidding. What did your mother work outside the home, and what did your dad do for a living?
My dad was an attorney. My mother did not work outside the home with 4 boys.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's the way it was. And
Exactly.
And what year did you graduate from Falmouth?
I left there in '59 to go to Lennox, took my junior year over, and graduated from Lennox in 1960.
Uh-huh.
And then off to college in the Midwest.
Where was that?
In a little town called Mount Carroll, Illinois. It was Shimer College.
Why would you go there?
Because they accepted me.
Were you lonely?
I don't have any recollection of being lonely.
Yeah.
No.
You having fun?
Yeah. But I only stayed there 1 year and transferred back to Orono.
Yeah.
Was there for a semester
Yeah.
and then left there.
Where'd you go?
Home
To work.
to work.
Yeah.
Grow up a little bit, perhaps.
Yeah.
Yeah. Really find my dad had died in the interim in the time. Looking back, I was quite aware that it had some impact on me.
You did.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so you worked a few jobs and then went back to school?
Went back to Boston University.
Yeah.
Started right as a freshman.
Yeah.
That was it.
How old are you now?
I'm now 20. Yeah, I'm now 20.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I hear you though. Yeah.
Yeah.
How'd you do at BU?
Very good.
Yeah.
Very good. I went to something you may be familiar with. It was called then the College of Basic Studies, CBS.
Yeah.
we students had nicknames for the place, which I won't mention.
Okay.
Yep.
That's part of college life, I'm sorry to say, yeah.
Yep. And I was in a freshman dorm in Kenmore Square.
There you go, baby.
Could see the lights of Fenway Park.
Ted Williams is still playing.
I guess so.
He was,
I guess so.
Trust me.
Yeah, you would know.
Yeah.
Yeah. I saw John Kennedy one morning.
I want to say, what was he coming home from his girlfriend's house? No, what was he doing?
No. I was walking to church at Trinity in Copley Square.
I just drove by it the other day, yeah.
You didn't?
Yeah.
Yeah. He was in his limousine. He'd been, and
This is Senator John F. Kennedy.
just been president?
Just elected, 1960 we're talking now.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. He was
Wow,
in town.
61, yeah. Wow.
I lived in Boston for 4 years. I was walking to Trinity in Copley Square by the BPL, Boston Public Library, to hear Ted Ferris preach. Blew my mind.
Yeah.
Didn't know what was up. And John Kennedy in his limousine was crossing Exeter Street.
Cool.
Across the Exeter Street Theater there.
And just for the younger people in our congregation, which is like everybody, what was it like when Kennedy was president? What was it like to see John F. Kennedy the president?
Well, it's a long time ago. I stopped in my tracks.
Yeah.
I had, the trappings, the limousine, and but I could clearly see him.
Yeah. There's something magical about Kennedy, I
Yeah.
thought. Even as a kid, I recognized
Yeah, yeah.
something cool going on here.
Smart.
Yeah. Kennedy. Yeah, I watched one of his speeches the other night, and a mean man. Ha ha, you're dumb. I was a speech major. Ha ha, you're dumb.
Oh.
But I kind of have studied it, and a magnificent speaker. Of course, people are writing them for him, but
Yeah.
he's still delivering them. And,
That's right.
Yeah. Great individual. So
Yeah.
what are you majoring in down there?
Well, good sound, general studies,
Yeah.
and then after 2 years at the CBS, it's called. It's now College of General Studies.
Yeah.
I went to SED.
SED, something education. Special? No, I don't know.
No, School of Education. BU's noticed for SED, all of College of Education. And I found a program there in leisure studies and recreation.
Oh, that's kind of up my bailiwick.
Yes.
And so you graduated with pretty good grades? And
Yes.
whatever became of you after that?
Well, my first job was at the Portland YMCA.
Okay.
Tell me who the executive director
Oh,
was.
I'm not from Portland, so I don't know. Who would it be?
Well, Cliff Blake.
Oh, okay.
And he played for the old Portland Pilots.
Yep. Yeah. Legendary Portland
Jock.
athlete. Yeah. Good guy?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
And what did you do there?
They had just opened a new wing with a pool and
Oh, yeah.
lockers and
Yep.
executive
Yep.
stuff. They put me in charge of that.
Fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right up my alley. I'd had interns at Brookline,
Yep.
Massachusetts,
Yep.
in their parks and recreation, and to Perkins School for the Deaf.
No kidding.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I look back on that
Yeah.
impressive place,
Yeah.
and I learned about people with disabilities.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you're really cutting edge then, because not a whole lot was being done for people with disabilities then.
I guess not.
Yeah.
Yeah. They were in Brookline, though.
How was your love life at that time? You still
No.
batching it, or?
Batching it. Yes.
Huh?
Yes. Yeah.
I know you have children, so there's a good story about to happen. One day you went somewhere and met someone.
Well, it's funny you should mention that. So I'm working at the YMCA, and it's a summer program, and I met my first wife there.
And how did you meet her, and what was her name?
Her name was Linda, and
Every fourth or fifth woman was named Linda then, by the way.
well, probably it was, yeah.
Yeah?
But she was part of the swing staff,
Yeah.
and I later learned that she held any number of interscholastic swimming records.
Wow,
And used to go to Bowdoin and swim and dive there
Wow.
when Charlie Butts was there. And
Yep, I've heard that name.
Very
Yep.
fine long distance.
And how long were you going to church at that time?
Yes. Then we started here at Trinity.
Wow.
Yeah. Yeah.
Here at Trinity. Because
Yeah.
this wasn't there yet, was it?
Well, oh no,
It was 64, okay.
Yeah.
So you got here in 64. Yeah.
But I know what you're saying about
The old church.
the old church, because as a youth growing up
Yeah.
from St. Mary's, and we would have youth groups,
Yes.
and Shirley Goodwin is here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We'll get in.
Yeah.
So did you marry here?
No, we married in the chapel of St. Luke's.
Yep. Beautiful
And,
place. Yeah.
I can't give you the specifics on that. It's
So
just
you went to St. Luke's for a while? Or you just
No.
went down there to get married?
went down there to get married.
Okay.
Probably because maybe Will Hogg from Falmouth, St. Mary's,
Yeah.
my original church growing up,
Yeah.
was now the dean of the cathedral, and
Okay.
he married us.
Yeah. So you went to St. Mary's growing up?
Yes,
Beautiful church.
totally.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you're a cradle Episcopalian?
I am a cradle Episcopalian.
Well,
yeah.
I'm gonna come back to this. So how long did you work at the Y, and where were you living? And
Living on Munjoy South at the time, brand new, had just been developed.
Yeah.
Those little apartments, I
Yeah,
guess.
yeah.
And I didn't work there very long. Muskie and Model Cities in
Yes.
Portland
Yes.
was very active in that. They had a recreation and leisure task force.
Oh, no kidding. Yeah.
Happened to be chair of it.
Ooh, I knew you were important. I just
Oh,
couldn't figure out why. Yeah.
Oh,
So you worked with Model Cities program.
yes.
And what were you trying to accomplish there?
Well, it was to make model cities.
Yeah.
They had all, probably 5 or 6 different task force in all
Yeah.
areas, from urban development
Yeah.
to leisure to,
See, in Bangor, they did that by tearing the old city down, you know. I mean, they took essentially the old port, and the Exchange Street area was called Devil's Half Acre, and old buildings that would have been wonderful, and tore them down. I mean, there's 70 acres that have just gone, and now new buildings have come up, and maybe long-term it worked pretty well.
Yeah.
But everyone laments the loss of those buildings.
Yeah.
And Union Station in Bangor, just like Union Station here,
Oh.
went down.
yeah, crime.
Yeah.
Yeah. Minerio was
John.
town manager,
Yeah.
Falmouth boy.
Yeah, a friend of my wife's uncle,
Yeah.
a family
Yeah.
friend, yeah.
Yeah. We were married and went to, lived in Munjoy South, and Carl Russell came
Yes,
here.
he's famous,
Yes.
yeah.
Another good preacher.
He was a good preacher.
Oh, boy, could he tell a story. Yeah. Hey, Carl was way beyond me in high school.
Yeah,
But it was enough to draw us here
Yeah.
from, maybe we used to go to St. Luke's or, I'm
Yeah.
not clear about.
but one day, Carl went away,
Yep,
became evangelical, and came back and started preaching fire and brimstone from the pulpit. Is that kind of
oh,
true?
no.
Not true at all.
Not true at
Dope.
all. Don't, no.
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 Wasn't that when the big schism happened at Trinity?
I'm not sure.
Okay.
There was a lot of differences, and
Can you remember any of them? I'm fascinated by this schism. I don't know why. It's not really a schism. But I like that word.
It's what's the old expression is
Shoot low, they're riding chickens. No, I'm kidding.
how the pearl is formed in a clam
Okay.
by grit.
Okay,
There was a lot of grit here.
okay.
Young people like me,
Yeah.
and single.
And you wanted what? You wanted more excitement? You wanted more activity? You wanted
yeah.
more on-hands outreach? What did you want?
Yeah, some of the more chorus singing away from, the traditional Episcopal
Sure.
way.
Sure.
And Carl, in the church historically, as my memory serves me, in the 70s and 80s, there was this charismatic movement.
Charismatic is a better word.
And I would use the word, and it's permissible now, the Episcopal Church and parts of it became quite Pentecostal, recognizing the gifts of the Holy Spirit. And Carl represented that. We would sing and clap, and it was exciting.
What did the old fogies think of that?
Oh dear, they're losing their minds. It's just like Paul talks about in the Acts. These people that are talking in all kinds they're out of their minds.
Yeah.
So yeah, but I as I remember, Bill, now, I was on the vestry at that time, and there were some angry meetings, and I was a part of it. Yeah.
And so what happened?
Well, Carl was here till 81 or 82, and shortly after he was called to Connecticut, to a very charismatic and wealthy Episcopal church in Darien, St. Paul's. How do I say it?
Carefully.
The church went back and got in its form.
Yeah.
Very traditional, very Protestant, very, that's it. Very, to me, very Protestant and traditional Episcopal. And my family, we left at that time.
Did you have children at that time?
I'm pretty sure we did, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right,
yeah,
and their
very
names,
young.
Their names are?
John.
Yeah.
Very creative.
Good name, yeah. How'd you think of that one?
I don't know, yeah. And Andrea.
Yeah.
Yep.
And so they were raised good Episcopalian kids?
Yep.
And where are they now?
They're not in church.
I'm 50-50, so that's okay.
Yeah, I'm almost there, but and I don't mind sharing. It in some ways split our family.
Really?
We went to a very, very conservative Lutheran church right in our neighborhood, and that's why.
Yeah.
And at some point I had to tell my wife at the time, I can't do this. It's Peter would know, Missouri Synod, you're just not welcomed.
Yeah.
And whether it's true today, I don't know. But
so what did you do?
I hopped in my car and went to a gas station out on Route 1 in Yarmouth, and it was called church I can't remember. St. Bart's. Bart's Place.
Sure.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Yep. And we were just a little gathering of Episcopalians, and was very at home there.
Yeah.
Yep.
Now, what happened to you've mentioned your first wife a couple times. So
yeah.
What happened there, and is there a second wife?
Yes, there is. Yes.
Well, we're dying to know.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, after, 28 years, we parted our ways.
Yep.
Friendly,
Yep.
Just, and 5 years after that, actually, and I've got a 17th anniversary next week.
Congratulations.
With this, and I truly believe that God brought Amy and I together.
Isn't that wonderful?
I won't elaborate, but
Yep.
yeah.
Wonderful.
Just
Any grandchildren?
yes.
I'm guessing his name's John. No.
No, no. 2 from my son John, and 2 from our daughter Andrea.
Yeah.
I'm soon to be a
Great
great-grandfather.
Congratulations.
Whoa.
That's wonderful.
Yeah.
You know, I don't think I've ever said this publicly, and who cares, but I never thought that much about family. But now that I'm kind of starting to look back on things, it was probably my greatest accomplishment. I didn't even know what was going on. Do you feel that way?
Oh, Bill, and you know what? I'm telling my kids that because they need to hear it from this old silent one sometimes. Mm-hmm. You know, Andrea and John in their life, journey through life, wow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Amazing to see.
Yeah, just rub it in. Yeah.
I'm with you on that, brother.
Just
I'm telling
rub
you.
it in.
So you taught at the Y, and then you get involved with Model Cities.
Yeah.
And then what you do?
Well, from the city of Portland said, hey, we need an assistant superintendent of recreation. Would you consider jumping ship and coming over? Well, that was easy. They paid a lot more than the Y did.
There you go.
I'll be honest.
I love your Y, but yeah.
Yeah. So, and I do everything in decades. So I then was.
So are we up to the 80s? Or,
yeah, we're into the 80s after 10, 11 years with the city of Portland.
Yeah.
And then I really took leave of my senses and went in business for myself and my wife at the time.
And what did you do?
Logos Bookstore.
I knew that. Yeah. So now, where was Logos Bookstore?
In the old Market Street Market.
Yep.
Right there.
Yep.
Yep.
And how was the bookstore business?
Toughest way to earn a living there is to humankind.
Yeah, it was getting tougher every year, I think.
Yeah. And to be a, quote, religious bookstore.
Oh.
Ooh, yes. It was, it's the only retail bit of detail. It's the only retail business that the product you're selling comes with its price already on it.
Really?
So you buy a book, a hardback, softback, you turn it, there's the price.
Wow.
What do you suppose that does to the person that
kills them?
It makes it, the profit margin very small.
And you're doing this in the city that I believe is the least religious in terms of
got it.
In terms of people being affiliated with religion. You walk around Portland and ask them, what religion are you affiliated with?
Yeah.
The fewest number of people who say, I'm Episcopal or I'm Baptist, or in the whole country.
And I don't go into religious bookstores.
Yeah.
Yeah, because they think that they take leave of their brains. But Logos was different. It began in Ann Arbor. It was an association of stores.
Yeah.
And they had them at the time close to 80 throughout the country.
Yeah.
Cambridge, Massachusetts,
Yeah.
Ann Arbor, Michigan, downtown Manhattan in New York.
How long did you make it with Logos?
Around 10 years, and it became evident when my kids started saying, Dad, why don't you get a real job?
Yeah. Kids can be helpful that way.
Yeah, they can.
I know that Emily has helped me a great deal in my style. And,
Yeah. So, and another tip-off, sometimes I would go to public events like book tables.
Yeah.
And I would be introduced as Mr. Logos. And I thought, ooh.
I'm losing my identity here.
Yeah.
So what brought you back to Trinity?
Here, that's a good question.
Well, thank you. I'm a professional interviewer. So.
Yeah. I, in the depths of my heart, the Holy Spirit.
Nice.
Yeah. And but I was worshiping at the cathedral, going on 24 years or so.
Really?
You used to be there.
Yeah, Pam and I got married at the cathedral. So we came to the cathedral to get married, and the deal was we'll go back to church if we continue to go to church.
Yeah.
And we didn't think they were kid friendly. So we went to St. Peter's, and the rector smoked. So we came here the next week, and Emily Green came upstairs holding hands with a little girl named Dana Smith, Nathan and Eleanor Smith's kid, and we became friends with the Smiths and the Hartwells, and we've been here ever since.
Yeah.
And now Emily's on the vestry. So
Yeah. Well, the former dean had left.
Who was that?
Dean Shambaugh.
Oh yeah.
Yep.
Ben.
Ben.
Yeah.
And
how quickly we forget. Keep going.
yeah, the
Stephen Foote.
Stephen Foote.
Great preacher.
Yeah, he good storyteller.
Yeah.
Good storyteller. But as Ben was gonna go, I could tell, and there were rumblings, and 24 years. Hey, it's time for me to look around. That's my MO. That's what you know.
So we better be nice to you, because we only got you for 10 years or so, and you're going to be
Well,
split, right?
now here's a secret.
Okay,
Don't let Peter know.
I won't tell anyone.
But I'm going to have him do my going away party.
No kidding.
Yes, he doesn't know that yet. It's they're going to cremate me or bake me.
Yeah.
And we're going to go to the Scarborough Beach, and the ashes are going to go.
Scarborough Beach, huh?
Yes, that's where I go every winter when the ocean gets about 65 or 70. I keep moving up the temperature
Oh, you mean
as
in the
I
spring,
get older.
when winter's over? Right.
Yeah.
Right. No, I hear you
So,
there. But I want to go back throughout this conversation. You've talked a lot about the Holy Spirit. I mean, you're a spiritual man. You're a Christian man.
Yes. I am. I firmly believe the most real things in life are the things that we cannot see nor touch.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You're a delight to have in the congregation. I started saying hi to you at coffee hour. How long you been back?
A
couple of 3 years?
I don't think that long,
but easy to get to know you, and we chat. And
yeah.
You're a great guy to have around. Geez, I'm glad you're here.
Public figure too yourself.
Well,
I had heard good things
Yep.
about what's happening here.
We're growing, John. There's more people showing up. Have you noticed that?
That's impressive in the Episcopal ranks these days.
This little place has got it going. I don't want to say anything good about Peter either, but he's the driving force.
Yeah.
No, I'm really enjoying church, and I think we're doing a pretty good job here.
They're doing a darn good job. Yep.
And part of it is the nice people that come here like you. It's a pleasure to talk to you today.
Yeah.
And any final thoughts? You brought a whole page of notes.
Well,
I feel bad because
no.
So off the wall. Anything we didn't get to?
Yeah. We did. We got to all of them.
Okay. Well, as I say, I'm a professional interviewer.
Yeah.
Well, thank you for joining us on Exciting Episcopalians. It's good to see you as always, and we'll see you on Sunday. We hope to see you on Sunday as well.
Yep.